All right. All right. Want to just take turns reading through each question?
Yeah. I think so. My numbers look a little bit different than yours, but it's the same problem. So, but yeah, that's fine. So
All right.
I'll read this one. So Harris Fabrics computes its predetermined overhead rate annually on the basis of direct labor hours. At the beginning of the year, it is estimated that 36,000 direct labor hours would be required for the period's estimated level of production. The company also estimated 572,000 of fixed manufacturing overhead expenses for the coming period and variable manufacturing overhead of $2 per direct labor hour. Harris's actual manufacturing overhead for the year was $714,994, and its actual total direct labor was 36,500 hours. Compute the company's predetermined overhead rate for the year.
So, from what I remember, we still have to use the estimated rate that we stated at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
So, I have the equation written down here. So we're looking for the predetermined overhead rate. I think that's the first one up here. Yeah. All right. So we take our hours times our variable overhead, which is, so we take 36,000 times $2 per labor hour plus the overhead fixed, which is 572. So let me see if I I get the same thing as you at the end here, but what happened?
So it's the 572, and then it's plus 2 times 36,000. Is that right?
That's what I think. And then we have to divide it by the total number of. Hold on a minute. Let me see my notes here. So step one is we estimate total amount of allocation base. Then that'll be our denominator. Then step two, we estimate our fixed manufacturing. And then step three, we use the formula to estimate our overhead. And then, and maybe I'm off base here, but I thought it was, I wrote these notes down here.
Yeah.
To help me. And so right now I have Y, and now I have to take the number of machine hours on my denominator, and then my Y as my numerator. So I got to divide this by 36,000, and it's 3.59. I think that's done right.
Yeah, it's hard for me to follow along exactly with what's going on. Sorry.
No problem. So if we take our estimated total amount of allocation base, that's going to always be our denominator. And so our estimated total amount allocated is 36,000 direct labor hours. right? So that number is already given, but we also need that number to put it into our formula.
Yeah.
So we put that into our formula to get our y, and our y becomes the numerator, right? And then we just take our numerator divided by our denominator to get our per direct labor hour.
So I'm coming up with a different number than what you had on your calculator there. I had so 36,000. Let me make sure I have these numbers right.
Well, your numbers may be different than mine still, right?
Yeah, well, I was working off of your numbers just to make sure we get the process right.
Oh, okay.
So it's 572
Mm-hmm.
plus 2 times 36,000, right? I'm doing that right? So I'm coming up with 72,572 on that. So 2 times 36,000.
572,000 plus 36,000 times 2. Maybe I did something wrong there, but
No, you're probably fine. I don't know if I'm punching it in wrong in my calculator or what. I'm trying to use my calculator on my phone and
so I know that we take the variable times B. B is the variable times X, which is however many hours is estimated.
so I'm coming up. So 36,000 times 2 is 72,000 plus 572.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm coming up 644,000.
Oh, 572,000. Oh, yeah. 644,000. That's right.
And then we divide that by the 36,000, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm coming up 17. Yeah, that's it. 17.88.
Oh, I don't know how I did that wrong the first time. Yeah, I think you're right.
So, and we can do check my work like 3 times or something, or how many times?
2 times.
2 times?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so or do you want to plug that in and check your work, and let me do my numbers really quick and then get that in there so I have mine down.
Sure. So I did, and it worked. And
it did? Oh,
yeah.
Good. Okay, so let me just repunch this in real quick.
Okay.
So mine is almost the same. 2 times 34,000 plus 548 divided by the 34,000. Okay, so 1811. Or it rounds up, right? 18.
You got to round it to the nearest second decimal.
All right, check my work. Cool, that's it. Awesome.
All right, question 2. Luth and Company uses a predetermined overhead rate of $22.90 per direct labor hour. This predetermined rate was based on a cost formula that estimated $274,800 of total manufacturing overhead for an estimated activity level of 12,000 direct labor hours. The company incurred actual total manufacturing overhead costs of $268,000 and 11,800 total direct labor hours during the period. Determine the amount of manufacturing overhead that would have been applied to all jobs during period. So we use our base estimate numbers. So they're actually asking for the manufacturing overhead applied. So that's this next set of notes I got here.
Nice.
And so basically we take our estimated total manufacturing overhead divided by our labor hours.
Okay.
Pull up my calculator again.
So this is that same equation then? Y equals mx or a plus,
No, it's
or
not the
this is
same.
different?
This one is different. So this equation is basically
So they're giving
predetermined
us that.
overhead rate.
I got you. I got you. They're giving us the y, so we don't need to figure that out.
Yeah. So
Right.
what we have to do is just take our estimated total manufacturing overhead, 200,000,
Okay.
and then divide it by our direct labor hours or our direct whatever
Yeah.
applied hours to get our number. Then we times that by the direct labor hours. And so
Oh,
really this is
yeah, for the job. I got you.
so really this is the predetermined overhead rate times the amount of allocation base incurred by the job to get our overhead applied to the job.
Nice.
So we divide it to get the per unit and then times it by how many units. So I think we would do that one. Let's see here. So our overhead is 274,800 divided by 12,000, and then times this by 2290. Hold on a minute. Did I do something wrong? Manufacturing overhead divided by the labor hours. Times 2290. No, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because that's how they figured out the per direct
Yeah.
labor hour number, right?
Yeah. So what we need to do is we need to take the 2290 times.
Is it the 11,800? Or
No, because this is asking. It says determine the amount of overhead that would have been applied to all jobs during the period. Oh, so yeah, it is asking for this. I'm sorry. Would have been applied. So I think that's insinuating that the reality, what what would have happened if it was actually 11,800. Because yeah, it's saying manufacturer overhead applied. So yeah, that's right. Because the applied is what actually was applied instead of the estimate.
right. Yeah, so predetermined overhead rate times the actual direct labor hours charged to the job, right?
I think
Yeah.
so.
I think that's right. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and check my work.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice. Okay, so mine's just a little different again. 0 times 23.2. 266,800. Cool. That one's good too.
All right.
Nice. All right. Let's see. What is that? Mickley Company's predetermined overhead rate is $20 per $20 per direct labor hour, and its direct labor wage rate is $11 per hour. The following information pertains to job A500. Direct materials 280, direct labor 110. What is the total manufacturing cost assigned to job A500?
Okay. $20 per direct labor hour. So at direct labor, we have to take 11, 110 divided by 11 to find out how many hours, which is 10, right?
Yeah,
So then we would
10,
take 10
10
times
hours for the job. Right.
10 times 20 to get our direct labor hour overhead,
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
and then we would take plus these two. Let's see here if I thought that out right. So we take 110 divided by 10 is 11. Sorry, divided by 11, 10.
It's 10. Yep.
You times that by 20 direct labor rate. So that's 200, and then we just add 110 and 280, and that gives us our total manufacturing costs of 590. I think that's right.
Okay, let's do the next one too, and then we can check them both at the same time.
Okay. If job A consists of 80 units, what is the average cost assigned to each unit included in the job?
So it'd just be what, 590 divided by 80?
I don't know if is that simple? Is that what they're asking?
That does seem rather simple.
Well, let me average cost per unit. Yeah, that is right. Because it doesn't talk about how many units at all in this. So yeah, 590 divided by 80. $7.38. All right, I'll go ahead and check that. Yep, that's
nice.
Right.
Okay, so let me try this one more time with mine.
So you take your rate per hour, and you take your direct labor, and you take your 110 or whatever your direct labor is divided by your rate per hour, and then times that by your overhead rate.
Yep. So mine comes out to 200 as well. So mine was 14 and 140, which is still 10, and then times 20, which is 200, plus
add those two with it.
290 plus 140, so 630, and divided by 40, 1575. Cool. That's done.
All right. Am I up to read?
I don't know. I can read if you want.
It don't matter.
I'll read it.
You want to do this? I'll do the last one.
Yeah, that sounds good. Delphi Company uses a job order costing system and has two manufacturing departments, molding and fabrication. The company provided the following estimates at the beginning of the year. So all this stuff, machine hours, fixed manufacturing overhead, da 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 da. Okay, during the year, the company had no beginning or ending inventories, and it started, completed, and sold only 2 jobs. Job D70 and job C200. It provided the following information related to those 2 jobs. And there's a bunch. So Delphi had no over-applied or under-applied manufacturing overhead during the year.
So this is everything.
Right.
Okay.
So assume Delphi or Delph, I don't even know how to say it, but whatever, uses a plant-wide overhead rate based on machine hours. Compute the predetermined plant-wide overhead rate.
Okay.
So that is that formula, right?
So the overhead rate, predetermined overhead rate, you take your total estimated manufacturer overhead cost divided by your estimated total allocation base. So once again, that's the machine hours. Sorry, the Y divided by your total machine hours.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's add up the total, where it's asking for total, right? Predetermined.
Yeah.
Wide.
Predetermined plant-wide, yeah.
So we got to see our machine hours. 15 plus 9. Okay, there's our machine hours. And estimated, well, this is actual here, but estimated total manufacturing overhead cost. So that's our variable cost per unit times our machine hours. So that's $6. Oh, wait a minute. $12 because it's 6 for fabrication, 6 for molding. I think.
Right. Yeah, I think that's right. So when you got that first number, that was just on one job, right? Do we do both jobs or do we do the estimated one? Because the first 24,000 was just on job D70, right?
Wait a minute.
Or do you do?
So yeah, this is the predetermined. I'm sorry, you are right. I was thinking again that I needed the actual, but this is predetermined. So we need to use 24.
Or is it 58? Is it the 24 plus the 34 is the 58?
Yeah, you're right. You are right. Total. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. There's a lot of information on this problem. I think a lot of times they try and throw you off by giving you so much stuff.
I think you're right. So we take 58,000 times our total variable manufacturing overhead per machine hour plus our fixed of 1.020 1,020,000. That's our Y number. We take our Y number and we divide it by our total machine hours of 58,000. You get a total of 29.59 per machine hour. I think that's right.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that seems right. I don't know. It could.
So that's the predetermined, even though they used much less machine hours. It's that's the predetermined amount. All right. Compute the total manufacturing costs assigned to both jobs. So this is the actual numbers now. Manufacturer's costs for each job. And so manufacturer's costs are all three are variable, fixed, direct labor, material. Okay, so machine hours. Wait a minute, let me go to the
Total manufacturing cost. Yeah, so is it just
so applied to the job. This is the question I got here. We take our total manufacturing overhead divided by our machine hours,
Yep.
and then we times that by however many machine hours that is for the job. So if we take our each job separately here,
So what's the total manufacturing overhead then? Is that
so that's the fixed plus the variable. So we got the fixed here, right? That's always going to be 1.02 million
plus
plus
this 12
variable.
times
12 times the actual machine hours for each job. So
24,000?
yeah.
Okay.
So let's take that first. The total manufacturing hours. So we got 1.020 plus 12 times 24,000. So 1.308. Then take that divided by the direct labor hours or the machine hours. And then I times that by the job. I'm sorry. Whoa. I screwed one thing up. So the total machine hours, we already have the number we need. That's where I'm getting screwed up here. So we have this 29.59 per machine hour. We take that to get the variable. The fixed is already up here.
So okay, so you take the number that we just figured out and you multiply that by the machine hours of that job.
Mm-hmm.
Add the fixed manufacturing overhead. Yeah. And that.
I think that's it. So
Yeah, I think that's right. That makes sense.
let me after we get done, I'll check my work because I think that's what it is. That's what I did here.
Yeah.
Took the total manufacturing overhead, divided it by the direct labor hours. Then I took that number times the direct labor hours required of the job. And this number here is what that is, at least I think it is. Let me back up here. Yes. So Y is the total manufacturer overhead cost. So yeah, that's right. So we take our Y, which is this number per unit.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. I lied to you again.
This is a confusing one, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I haven't grasped this one totally yet. Although I've done it like 3 or 4 times.
I haven't got it either.
All right. So I lied to you. We have to take our let's just do this equation here. Now that we have this overhead rate per machine hour, we can do it. So let's take our A, which is our estimated total fixed manufacturer overhead. It's the 1020000 plus B, which is this 29.59 times the X, which is
the 24th or whatever it was. I don't remember what it was. 25,000, 24,000.
Yeah, the machine hours for first job, 24,000. All right, I'm 99% sure that's right. Oh, that's the same number I had.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that's the same number. Okay. I was just doubting myself. So then we would just do that same process, except for the other job now. So if we take 1020 plus 2959 times 34,000. Okay. Oh, is that right? I typed something wrong.
It seems like, I don't know, that doesn't seem, those numbers seem too far apart.
Yeah. I think I typed something wrong. Huh. I guess that extra 10,000 does it. It does a big difference. Yeah, I guess. Here, let me do this. Yeah.
How about the first one? That first one, is the first one lower than it should be? Or is it? Because it seems like those numbers are like, I don't know, it could be right.
29.59 times 24,000. Oh. Maybe I missed a 0 when I inputted the number. That's what it was.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
I
That's
didn't finish.
conclusive.
I didn't finish typing it in the first time. That's what it was.
Perfect. There you go.
All right. 1C. If Delph establishes bid prices that are 140% of the total manufacturing costs, what bid price would it have established for these two jobs? So they established bid prices that are 140% of the manufacturing costs. So the total manufacturing costs are right here.
Yep.
So if we take that
Times
times
1.4. Yeah.
what is Delph's cost of goods sold for the year? Okay, I wrote this down here.
So that's beginning inventory plus purchases minus ending inventory, I think. Something
So
like
if we
that.
take our total cost divided by number of units, we get our unit. Oh, wait, ignore me. Unit cost is used for valuing leftover inventory and determining cost of goods sold. Yeah, you're right. That's right. That's from the last lesson.
Yeah.
So they had no inventory in the beginning. They had none at the end. So the cost of goods sold is their cost of what's it called? Unit is their unit cost.
It's the unit cost times the number of units, right?
That's right.
Which
Unit. Is someone here?
I'm here.
Oh, I thought I heard somebody say hello.
Uh-uh.
So total product cost is the direct materials plus direct labor plus direct manufacturer's overhead. So I think that's what we would put in there because we have no inventory. So total manufacturing costs.
Yeah, wouldn't it just be the two total manufacturing costs for both those jobs added together?
That's what I think. But
Yeah, it's got to be.
Here, I'll submit first, and we'll see. Check my work. Oh,
No.
oh man, they're all wrong.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
Okay, so
Back to the
well,
drawing board.
it makes sense that if we got the first one wrong, obviously we're basing everything off of the first one. So
Yeah.
that's
Oops.
on the last one I made just an Excel spreadsheet that like really helped me figure out how to apply all these formulas because I could just put the numbers in and it would calculate everything for me. I need to do that with this unit. I haven't had a chance to though.
I did that with the last one as well.
Yeah. Because there's just so much calculation that you can just mix up. Okay, so predetermined plant-wide overhead.
Predetermined plant-wide overhead. So
isn't that going to be, how do we come up with that? That was the 58,000 times the 12.
since they just have their actual numbers here.
Yeah.
I think that's what threw me off. This job's fabrication only. Oh no, it's not. It just happens to be the totals are the same. Never mind. 25 plus 9 is 34. 9 plus 15 is... Okay, never mind. I had thought there, but it was wrong. Okay.
So we got to go 58,000 plus, is it 12 times 1,020,000?
Well, here's the thing.
Isn't that what we did last time, though?
Here's the thing. I think this is what we have to do. 6 molding's at a 6, but fabrication's at a 6 too. So I think it doesn't matter here. We just got to do it times 6. That's what we did wrong. I did it times 12 because even though this says 34,000, this is a combination of both fabrication and molding.
Right.
And I did 12. I think, you know what I mean? We added it together. But in reality, it's just
6.
6. I think that's what we did wrong. So let's do it over with 6 as our machine hour because they're both the same, and I think we'll be all right then. So if we take 6 times 34,000, hold on, let's back up. So, calculator. So our total manufacturing overhead we have our fixed at 1020 plus 6 times 24,000. Yeah, this is a different number. That's where I did it wrong here. Wait a minute. We need this one first. Oh, math. Okay. Okay, the overhead rate takes our fixed overhead, which is A, plus our variable of 6 times our number of hours. And this is our predetermined, so this is our 58,000 number.
Right. So I'm coming up with 23.59. See if that's what you get.
Okay. Times 58,000. What?
Then divided by.
Oh yeah, divided by
58,000.
23.5.
Yep, that's what I got.
Okay, that sounds right.
So let me do my numbers real quick like that, and
Okay.
I'll work through. Because you don't have another check my work. That was the only one.
No, I have one more, but
Oh,
if
you
you
got one
want to do
more.
yours,
Yeah, let me do mine.
I'll work on mine. You work on yours, and then we'll let you do it first.
Okay. So, okay, so that's that times. Times 25,000.
All right. I think I'm good to go now. Whenever you submit.
Okay.
They put those two separate categories with variables at the same rate of $6 to make it easy on us, and it did the opposite to me.
Right. So 1,500.
Wait, this number's wrong. There we go.
Okay, so I just checked it, and I am good to go on mine.
Okay. Check my
So
work again. Oh no, what'd I do?
okay, so I did. So the predetermined overhead rate, we figured that out together, right? So you should be good on that. That's right. Oh yeah, you got it right there. Yeah, okay. So then on the next one, I just took the predetermined overhead rate, times it by the machine hours for job 1, added the direct labor cost and added the direct materials cost.
Oh, yeah. That's what I did wrong. Okay. So 23.59 times the machine hours plus got something about that?
Yeah, mine's pretty close to that. I think you're right. I think you're right on. And then the same thing for the next one.
Okay.
So
That's right.
23.59 times 34,000. And then plus the other two.
Yeah, I don't know why my mind's all over the place tonight.
It's this material, man. It's crazy. I have a hard time with the website. I can't ever seem to find out what's going on this website. I don't know if it's my browser or what, but
No, the website for me, I figured two things out. As long as you start out with your reading first,
yeah,
go through all that, then you go and select next assignments, and then usually it'll be right in the same stuff you need to go into, and it'll coincide with the reading.
yeah.
And then for the total cost of goods, you just added those two, right?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep, that's it.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Number 5.
Yeah. Departmental overhead rates based on machine hours. Compute the predetermined departmental overhead rates. Okay, so then we have to divide each one between molding and fabrication, right?
Mm-hmm. So
we do the same thing, just so it's we take yours would be 6 times 24 or whatever.
okay, so molding department, we have 24,000.
Right.
And that's the just the variable they're asking for?
It would be predetermined departmental overhead rates would be
Per machine hour.
per machine hour. Yeah, so you got to divide it by the 25,000 or 24,000 on yours. So I'm coming up with 36. So I did on yours it would be 6 times, what did I do? 6 times 25 plus 770,000.
Where'd you get the 25?
24. Yours is, so I did 6 times 24 plus 760,000 divided by the 24 again. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty close to what I got 36, so that's pretty close.
Okay, let me see if I can do the other one now. $13.
Yeah, 13.2 is what I got.
Okay, total manufacturing costs assigned to each job.
So that'd be the same thing again. Only we'd do it individually. So it'd be 36 times mine was 19,000. Yours is 15,000. Plus,
I lost you here. For some reason, I just lost you.
so it's going to be by job. So yeah, you're going to be 15,000 times the 36 number that we just came up with for that one.
Yeah, gotcha. 15,000. I got it now. $37.67. And divide it by 15,000 again, right?
No, you go, because it's total. So you go 36 times 15 or whatever. Yep. And then plus your 230,000 and then plus 371,000. I think that's what it is. And then the same thing just for the other numbers for the other job. So 13.2 times. Is that right? Oh, hang on. I'm just. No, that's right. Hang on. This doesn't
just for manufacturing.
This doesn't seem right to me because that's just doing molding.
Yeah.
So that's not going to be right at all.
Manufacturing's both. So we have to take this number and this number and put them in those and then add them together for each job. You know what I'm saying? So now we have molding
both of those.
So now that we have the molding and fabrication, we got to come up here and say, okay, for molding for this job, we had 15,000 times 37.67 plus 230,000 plus 371,000. Now there's a total. Now we have to add that number to our fabrication number. So now we do the fabrication. So plus 9,000 times 13.65 plus 130,000 plus 323,000. There it is.
So to get that, you took.
I used the molding predetermined overhead rate
Yep.
and the fabrication predetermined overhead rate, and I just punched them into each side of each one, then I added them together.
And added them together. Okay.
I think that's what they're asking for.
Yeah, it seems like that would be right.
Okay. I'll check it here in a minute.
So that's that. Total. So it seems like it would be. I wish you didn't have to scroll around so much.
I know.
Jeez Louise.
Right? Plus 240,000 plus 200,000. All right. I think this is right. If Delph establishes bid prices that are 140% of total manufacturing costs, what bid price would it have established?
Oh, that's not good. 36,000.
All right, I'm going to check my work here.
All right. I'm still hammering away on this one.
Yeah, that's right. I did something right.
Yeah, I'm lost on that total manufacturing cost. I'm almost through that part of the equation. Then I'll ask you if I'm doing it right there. Let me just finish typing this in. Okay, so I came up with 179 or 1,797,200 for job D70.
That's with your numbers, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's really close to what I got, and I think that sounds right.
So I did, just really quickly, make sure I did this right. So I took the 36, I took the molding department per hour, per machine hour, and I multiplied that by the machine hours of molding in that job.
Yep.
And then I did the same thing in fabrication.
Hold on a minute. You got to do it. You got to do it one at a time, and then add them together. So, like this, do like 15,000 here. Take my machine hours times your 30. Hold on. Let me just show you. What are your numbers? I'll just punch them in. How many machine hours for molding?
It was 19,000.
Okay.
And my number my overhead is 36 even.
Okay, so we took that and then we added 230,000, or your direct labor and your material. What are those?
It's 200,000 and 378,000.
Okay, then I took that number, then I add that to my fabrication, but I gotta get the right numbers for fabrication. So what are your
6,000
okay?
and 13.2,
Okay,
and
which
then 130,000 and 326,000.
so I got 1797200.
Where'd it go? Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, you got it.
Awesome. Okay, so and then let me just, I got to do the other one now too, right?
Yeah.
$36 times.
So doing it this way would have actually saved them some cost of goods sold. If they did it, if they listed it out by department instead of total.
Okay, so then you just did the percentage times, right? So that's easy.
And then just added those up again for your total cost of goods sold. So your total manufacturing costs.
Gotcha.
All right, we have 4 through 505. Oh, we're done.
Nice. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
97,200.
What did I get wrong here?
8,800.
Oh, I must have typed some of my numbers wrong. I got a few wrong on my question 4. Got some right though.
Huh.
Well, it's passing. All right, I think yeah.
I
think that's it. Thursday is our next homework. We can work on that together if you'd like to meet before Friday.
Yeah, whenever that one opens up, because the AP assignment opens up like for 23 hours or something like that. So we got to do it in the 23 hours if we want to do it together.
Oh yeah, the AP. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that opens up on the 28th, I think.
Yeah.
So this homework too.
Oh, that one's a totally different one. That's not what you're talking about. I got you.
I was just saying because I know we're meeting on Friday.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to meet and do this tomorrow night, we could do that.
Tomorrow I got stuff going on. Maybe Wednesday if you want to do Wednesday.
Yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, I got scouts tomorrow night. I gotta.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh, is it
awesome?
You 11-year-old scout leader?
I'm with the teachers.
Okay.
We're a little older, but that's awesome. You're 11-year-old scout leader then, huh?
Yeah, I just got called that, and it's definitely
cool.
good break. I was in lots of leadership callings for a while, and it was a little overwhelming for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not good to be too overwhelmed. It can get overwhelming for sure.
Yeah, just being a shoulder sometimes is still too much.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. All right, so Wednesday, what time do you want to do it?
Is 8 o'clock again all right? Central
Yeah,
time?
that's good for me.
All right.
The that's I'm in California, so that's 6 o'clock for me, so that's fine. That works out
Okay,
good.
great. Well, hey, thank you
Cool.
so much, and it was great doing this with you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate all your help,
Oh, no problem.
all your notes and
Appreciate all yours
everything.
as well.
Cool. All right, well, we'll see you on Wednesday then.
All right, just so you know, I'm going to send out this video to